Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Wednesday and it's story time. I think last week we ended off on chapter 3 because we already did 1, 2, and 3. And of course, you know, it's the new house. So to give you like the end of what we ended off on, and if you want to catch up on the story, I would link them below. But it's basically, you know, it's this family who moves into a new house and everything, and they start to like experience things along the way. You know, the kids start to have certain things done, especially the younger girl, Emma. She sees things and everything, and then the mom starts seeing things, and she's very skeptical whether or not she wants to live there or not. So, yeah. I'll read a little bit of last week to get you guys caught up. All right, she went to go look down there to see if I can find anything. I found Emma's doll on the floor. Thought it was weird because I didn't see Emma come into this room at all. There was something off about it. I picked it up and its eyes was crossed off with black marker. It said, "You want to play?" A voice said that I never heard before. I turned around and the same girl that I saw on the top of the steps with the lady was standing in the middle of the room. I started to walk towards her, but she started to walk away, out of the room. Of course, I followed her. When I walked out of the room, though, she was nowhere in sight. I was baffled. Didn't know what to think of the situation. I checked the rest of the attic to see if you can find something else. No luck, so I went back downstairs after shutting the lights off and went to lay down in my bed. All I know is that something's got to be done. My 4 oldest are going to be sleeping up there, and I don't want anything to happen to them. So that's where it left off on chapter 3. So now we're going to be moving on to chapter 4 because this story is getting really interesting. So, all right, chapter 4. It took me a long time to fall back to sleep, but I finally managed to. I was awakened from laughter in the living room. I looked around my nightstand and picked up the phone to look at the time. It was 10 in the morning. I knew my kids probably had their breakfast already. I still had what happened to me last night in the back of my mind. I definitely needed to search the internet about what to do. I also had a friend who was interested in the supernatural and practiced a spiritual calling. She was my best friend since college. Kara would know how to handle this better than I did. I finally got out of bed to make coffee. The cable guy would be here soon, and I still had to grab the rest of our stuff from storage. All right, here, let me put this over here. If I can change the page, it would be great, huh? All right. So looking at the internet and calling Kara would have to wait till I went into work on Monday. So I had to wait 4 days till something could be done. Until then, I'm just going to distract the kids and only let them go upstairs if I'm up there with them. It's starting to get juicy. The next 2 days were pretty simple. A lot of unpacking, putting the furniture where it belongs, and cleaning up. Kids are excited because they are starting to set up their rooms. We've also been doing the same thing and watching movies each night to help them relax. Mostly Emma. And Emma's like the small little girl who's experiencing a lot of things. I also got the kids signed up for school. The school is a couple of blocks away. I'm just trying to keep them all occupied, showing them I'm not scared of the house even though I don't know what to expect. I did end up receiving a message from Kara asking me how everything was. I ended up sending her this text back. The move is going smooth. The house, on the other hand, there's something here. I need your help, Kara. I don't want my kids to get hurt. I'll explain more when I get to work on Monday, but I need your assistance, laugh out loud. Her response was, yeah, I'll help you out. You know I don't have a problem with that. Anything for you. It's now Sunday morning, and we have just a few more things to get into the house. I told the kids that after we get the stuff inside, I'll take them to the store because I need to get food and cleaning supplies for the store. With my 2 oldest, it took 30 minutes to get the rest inside. So I told Liam, Paul, and Emma to go get their shoes on so we could leave. I grabbed my keys and my shoes and looked at Cameron and Andrea to see if they wanted to tag along. You guys coming with us? If staying home. I got a grunt and a hand wave as to say no from Cameron, and Andrea said, "Can you pick me up something to organize my shoes?" "Yes, sweetie, I can do that for you. While I'm gone, can you just unpack those 2 boxes?" I asked. "Yes, Mom," Cameron said. "I'll be back in an hour," I said while walking out the door. So I kind of spoiled my kids when we were at the store. Liam got a new game for his Xbox One that he can play today because there's internet. Paul and Emma ended up getting some toys to play outside. See, the 2 oldest were kind of difficult to shop for, so I just got Andrea an iTunes gift card and Cameron got a PS4 gift card. The whole trip took about 2 hours because when the kids see toys, it's hard to get them out of that section. We were on our way home now. Paul fell asleep. Liam was listening to the music. Emma playing with her doll. Emma looked at me and said, "Mommy, what happened to that girl's eyes?" Crap. I thought she forgot about her. Maybe if I convinced her that she was sleepwalking, I don't want to be affected by this. Oh, I don't want her to be affected by this. All right, hold on. My foot is like killing me. Sweetie, I honestly think you fell asleep because it was around the time you like to nap." She looked at me seriously and said, "No, Mama, I wasn't sleeping. I was playing with Madeline," which is what she named her doll. I sighed and thought to myself that she wasn't going to give this up. Well, I looked upstairs and I saw nothing. She looked at me and said, "I swear, Mommy, I'm not lying." When we got home, I started to make something easy for the kids tonight. Cameron liked American chop suey, so I went with that and a salad and garlic bread. Sounds yummy. After the kids had supper, I told them they were allowed to watch 1 movie and then it was time for bed. They had school tomorrow. It was a big day for them on Monday. I had to go back to work at the hospital. I haven't been a RN for a while. I worked at the hospital for 20 years. For some reason it didn't sound right, so. That's where I met my husband. He was a physical therapist when I started. I was a CNA working towards my RN license. While the kids were watching the movie, I was going to look at the internet to get some answers. All right. For some reason I thought it would be easy to do it this way, but the papers are not cooperating with me. So now we're on chapter 5 now. So the kids are content with watching the movie. I have about an hour and 45 minutes to research and figure out what I could possibly do and also figure out the history of the house. I started with the history because you've got to know what you are dealing with. Time to start with the house. Time to start with when the house was built. With Google nowadays, you can find literally anything. It only took me a few minutes to find out what year the house was built. 1910. It was built in across what used to be a land full of mills. I also figured out that there was a family that lived in the house that was almost as similar like ours. The family had about 5 kids and the mother and father were both in the picture. It said that the mother and the daughter ended up dying in the house upstairs. Well, now we know a little bit of background on it, so that's cool. Okay, so this surprised me. I continued to try to figure out how they died, as well as trying to find out their names and what they looked like. After another 5 minutes, I found their names. The daughter's name was Lillian, and the mother was Sandy Olson. There was also a link to follow so I could find out information about the family. While that screen was loading up, I checked on the kids. Emma had fallen asleep with her doll while watching the movie. Paul was still sitting there watching it. The movie had about an hour left. Okay, I think they messed up on that one. Liam and Cameron were playing the new game they just got, and Andrea was talking to her best friend on the phone. Now that I know that they are all set, I went back into my room to my computer. The first thing I saw was a picture of the girl. It looked exactly like the girl I saw upstairs. Now I had goosebumps. Still shocked, but what I found, I ended up taking the picture and sending it to Kara. Kara, this is the girl I saw upstairs in my house. This is crazy. I attached the picture to the message and ended up sending it. In this article, it told me that she died at the age of 6 years old because she got locked in a tiny room hidden in this house. Her mother did everything that she could to find her. She thought she ran off. They ended up finding her body a few days after in a small room. It didn't really specify where the room was located. All I know is that I want to find that small room so I know where it is. I figured I could use Kara's help. 2 eyes are better than 1, right? I got a response as soon as I started shutting off the computer. So the plot thickens. And my leg is just totally falling asleep on me. You sure this was her, was a response? Yes, I replied. Well, what do you want to do? She questioned. I found out that both the mother and daughter ended up dying in the house. It said that the daughter was found in a tiny room somewhere in the house. I want to find that room. I want to make sure I know where it is, you know? Want me to come over? This is all the texts. Hold on. My foot just fell asleep. Is tomorrow good for you? What time? In the morning. The kids have school and I have the day off. We can get a head start on this when they leave. I'll be there at 9 then. Okay, see you tomorrow. By the time Kara and I got done talking, the movie ended. It was about 8:30 p.m. and I had to get the little ones ready for bed. I told Emma to go take a bath and I told Paul to go brush his teeth and go get his pajamas on. While I waited for them to do all that, I wanted to go see how Andrea was doing with her room. I went upstairs, heard her still talking to her best friend, so I just peeked my head around the corner. She was trying to hang up all her posters. She turned around for tape and saw me. Everything okay, Mom? Yeah, I just wanted to see the progress on your room, I replied. Well, I got all my clothes put away in my dressers. Now I'm trying to decorate my room. If you need any help, let me know. Also, please don't be up too late. You got school in the morning. Good night, Mom, she said with a smile. You can tell she was trying to get me out of her room. Typical teenager. Oh, if I can talk today, that'd be awesome. Paul and Liam were all set. They were already in their room. I told them to have the lights out by 9 p.m. Cameron, I'm not too worried about. He's usually good with getting up and to go to school on time. I went downstairs to see how Emma was doing. She was out of the bath in her room playing with her toys. I went over to her and scooped her up in my arms and started to snuggle with her. Sweetheart, you know you have to go to bed, right? I asked. Mommy, can you read me a story before I go to bed? I guess, I said in a playful voice. But you gotta pick up your toys first and then we can read a story. So go clean up while I pick a book to read, okay? Okay, she replied excitedly. It took her about 5 minutes to clean all her toys. I grabbed the Peter Pan book because I know it was her favorite and we were still reading it. I could just pick up where we left off. She ran over to her bed and grabbed her blanket and her doll and she said, Okay, Mommy, I'm ready. That's when I began to read. It wasn't too long before she fell asleep. We actually got through a whole chapter of the book. I love that she knows enthusiasm when it comes to reading. She reminds me of myself the most as a kid. I put the book away, went over to her to make sure she was tucked in, and I gave her a kiss on the head and started walking out the door. Before I shut off the light, I whispered, Good night, sweetheart, and then I went to bed myself. And that's where it ends off. So, next week, we're going to be doing chapter 6 and 7. I think there's like 9 or 10 chapters on this. I don't know. Like I said, there's people writing it. I will let you know who at the end. So yeah. And then after, we're going to go on to other stories. You know, some horror or whatever. Mostly horror though, because I don't know about you, but I love horror stories. It's just me. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Share. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification button. And I'll talk to you probably tomorrow because I have another video. Because I'm trying to get a little bit more videos out and different content. So if you like this so far, please let me know. And if you want anything else that's different, let me know. Who knows, maybe I'll try it. And maybe I'll start doing some tags too. And hopefully, if I keep saying and all the time, I want to try to do live sometimes. I don't know when. I'm not going to like say a specific date and not do it, but I do want to do that, you know, soon, or if I can, because like I said, I only have my phone right now, and I do have a laptop, and I'm not sure if you can go live on that, but I will check into it, and who knows, maybe one day you'll see me live. All right, guys, stay safe, have fun, and enjoy yourself. Bye, guys.